Hey guys, so I just finished watching War for the Planet of the Apes, starring Andy Serkis once again reprising his role as Caesar, Woody Harrelson, and Steve Zahn as Bad Ape. Now, before I watched this movie, I was checking out the reviews on IMDb with the user reviews on there, and I was seeing a lot of 1s out of 10, and I was thinking, oh no, I could not be in for a good time here. I was really kind of getting concerned that the general consensus for this movie on the IMDb message boards was that it wasn't very good. I think the main complaint was that this is not a war film. This is not a war film at all. There is some war scenes in it, but I think people going in were expecting, I don't know, our apes versus human war, and that's not what you get. This is more like The Great Escape more than anything else. So if you go in with that expectation, which I kind of knew going in anyway, that this wasn't going to be a complete war film, that I wasn't expecting that. So what I got is just another masterpiece in this Apes trilogy. Once again, Matt Reeves, the director, has just smashed this out of the park. Andy Serkis with his performance capture, all the other players who performed as the apes, everything that was enhanced by digital effects. It's just outstanding. The special effects have improved from Rise to Dawn to War exponentially. It's incredible to see, and it's becoming seamless. It's so photorealistic, you can't even tell that what you're looking at is a digital creation, and that is full credit to the digital team behind each and every one of these movies. So basically the story picks up 5 years after Dawn. The human survivors in San Francisco were desperately radioing for help during the Cobra-led attack, and they reached some military guys up north, and these guys are led by Woody Harrelson, and they were the ones that turned up for this movie. It's been 5 years since. Caesar's been on the run, or hiding out, for 2 years. No one's spotted him. He's got a safe house, so to speak, for all the apes deep in the woods. But it's time for him and his family of apes to move on. The soldiers are closing in, they need to get away. But a surprise all-out attack by the Colonel, Woody Harrelson, ends in tragedy for Caesar, causing him to become absolutely hell-bent on tracking down the Colonel and extracting bloody revenge. There, the story pretty much ends up as a war film, yes, but a prisoner of war film. The Colonel has got an encampment far off near the mountains, and he has imprisoned a lot of apes where they use them as slaves to build a wall, because he has got another army coming for him, an army of humans. So he's using the apes as slaves, he's torturing them, he's mistreating them, he's not giving them any food or water, and that's not looking too good for our ape friends. And once Caesar is involved, it becomes quite an heroic battle for truth, justice, and the ape way. Once again, it's the story and the performances which carry this film, and the masterful direction by Matt Reeves has just crafted such a beautiful story. This trilogy, every one of these movies is a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. When I first saw Rise, it was just blew me out of the water how marvelous it was. As a massive fan of the 1960s Planet of the Apes films, I was expecting really good things. When I first heard that Rise was coming out, I was quite excited. And then when Dawn came out, it just blew my expectations out of the water once again. It was so wonderful, such an amazing experience in the theatre. And the special effects and the wonderful performances by all the cast and crew, and the digital effects, just amazing. And they've stepped it up another notch in this one. Once again, with a few years of technology under their belt, they've been able to create seamless digital creations with these apes. You cannot tell between reality and fantasy, and it's kind of what gets you engrossed in the story. You get swept away. I know, like, people were disappointed because this wasn't an all-out war epic, but it's never really been about that. This is about the apes. It's about how they're trying to find their place in the world, how the humans, even though we've wiped ourselves out essentially, we're still causing trouble, trying to be top dog. And the natural order of things in this world is the apes are starting to take that position, and the humans are not doing themselves any favors. Also, the simian flu, which wiped out most of the populace, is also still in the survivors, and it's now mutating. So we're now edging closer and closer to that 1960s film where humans can't speak and they're feral. So that is getting closer and closer to this vision of the series. And by the end of the film, we're also a few steps closer to the original by location as well. Apparently there's a fourth one in production now. Personally, I cannot wait. I think this series is just excelling with every installment, and I can't wait to see what they do next. I'd love to see them eventually tied into the original franchise. I don't know how they'd do that because the original one is sent hundreds of years into the future from memory, and this is still in roughly 2030, so there's a long way to go. But I thoroughly enjoyed this thrill ride. Once again, the presentation of the 4K HDR disc in this is just jaw-dropping. It is stunning to look at. The scenery in this movie, there's snowy mountain peaks in this film, there's desert vistas, there's beach scenes, there's sunsets, there's rainstorms, there's so many environmental differences, and they all just leap off the screen. The apes, their fur when it's wet is just shimmering in the light. It's just crazy good how good the HDR and the 4K make this film look, and I'm so glad I leapt on board to this format. I'm so lucky. I know I'm lucky. Not everyone can afford this, but I've got it, and being a massive movie buff that I am, this is just the way to watch it, and it's just love, pure love. Anyway guys, there we have it, the Planet of the Apes Rise, Dawn and War trilogy, the prequel trilogy. Absolutely sensational. If you've not seen these movies, oh man, I highly recommend that you get on it, because I am so envious that you're going to be able to experience these for the first time. Just to experience that wonder of watching these movies for the first time, and it's so grand. I did miss this one at the theatres. That's my only bummer. To be able to see this on the big screen, oh, that would have been just incredible. But hey, I've got it here on my home format. I can watch it as many times as I like on a beautiful system. So yay me. Anyway guys, thank you once again for checking into my channel. I hope you liked that review of War for the Planet of the Apes. Don't forget to subscribe, throw me a like, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.